What's up, everybody? I'm live. Told you. I told you I was gonna. I freaking said it. You think I'm gonna lie? I said I'm gonna be here like the old days. All right. So I just got this question on Messenger, and they write the following. Oh, I gotta move that. Okay, okay. I'll just tell you what she said. Okay, so a woman on Messenger wrote me. No, I gotta read it, and then I'll come back to this. Where? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. I didn't need to do that. Okay, let's read this from. I'm not gonna say their name, just in case they don't want me to. But I'm going to answer this question right here, right now. I think it's very important for me and everybody else. Hi, Matt. So you probably get a lot of these messages, but I had to share. I had my back surgery, and it was the worst experience of my life. I could freaking imagine. As many of you know, I had my colon removed. I basically felt like I died, went to hell, and returned. If you only knew. They had to lift 3 levels of vertebrae in my lower back. I have 8 screws and 2 rods. I did not realize how major this was. I was a mess, crying all the time. Then when I got home, I could not do anything. I would cry most of the day. I felt like my life was stripped from me. Well, I don't want to make this long. I am deciding to live a healthier lifestyle, so I got this recipe. I'll show you for a smoothie, and I think you carry all these ingredients, so I'm more than likely going to be ordering from you, but I wanted you to see what you thought of the smoothie ingredients. Thank you for reading this. I watch your videos, and this is the important part here. And when I was going through this, it helped us having company, listening to you and chatting with the other people. Thanks, Matt. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I'm back. And I feel like this is one of the reasons why just one of the reasons why I ended up having to get a surgery on a very healthy diet. It's almost kind of just like a proof of it's not about health and diet all the time when it comes to disease, but also I was comforting this woman in time of distress. And so here I am now, trying to be that person again, because I have been out like her a little bit, and doing my own thing and all that fun stuff. So she said that this recipe, so she's asking me about this recipe, like, do you think this is a good recipe? She wants to get healthier. And I'm like, I looked at the ingredients, and I read the ingredients right now, and I'm just like sitting here like, it doesn't even really matter what the ingredients are. It's like, you want to be healthier, so doing a smoothie with these superfoods and things like that, I mean, that's great and stuff, but that's not necessarily how to eat healthier. But let's just read these ingredients. Okay. 1 glass of cold pressed coconut milk, 1 glass of coconut water, 1 tablespoon of acai powder, 1 tablespoon of goji berries, 1 tablespoon of spirulina, 1 tablespoon raw cacao powder, 1 tablespoon of maca powder, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1.5 tablespoons of vegan rice protein powder. Okay, I mean, that's all great. But like that, like let's just say you just add that to your current diet. I don't really see that as an improvement. I see an improvement here in terms of, okay, you're getting nutrients, and if you have hormone issues, there's maca powder. Cacao tastes good. You know, I'm a big fan of chocolate, as many of you know, but like for improving your diet, like I don't eat cacao anymore. Goji berries, that's cool. We have acai powder. I like just got one for Angela. She loves that stuff. I drink coconut water every day. Coconut milk, I mean, it's all good. There's nothing bad here. I mean, it's not gonna like harm you or anything like that. You'll probably get some nutrition, but when I think of, okay, so you're sitting here in this plate where you want to get healthier, right? It's more important what you do with your diet versus what you add in. So it's more important what you take out. Okay, it's there's so many diets out there. This is a little bit different. I twisted my old preaching thing. There's so many diets out there, right? The keto, the paleo, the vegan, the vegetarian, the maker's diet, all these different diets, right? And they try to get you to do what these authors believe as the correct diet. Now, this is kind of like, this messes up a lot of people, because when people go like, they go from their current diet and change their entire construct of diet just based off of what someone says, and just like overnight does this. And what this has the potential to do is, like, your gut microbiome is used to something, and then you're starting to go through withdrawals, you get cravings, and we end up just binging and on the worst foods that we used to eat, and go back and we never look back again. So it's more important not what you don't eat. That's what I used to say. It's more important. Okay, it's more important than like what you eat. It's more important where you go from your current diet. I'm not a big fan of like fad diets. I'm creating a new diet actually, but I'm not a big fan of fad diets. I have a new diet that's come. I started the book today. I don't know when it's going to be done. I could get a book done in a week or 3 years. I don't know. Or maybe I'll never even do it. I don't know. But this isn't like the other diets. And let me explain why. And I'm just bringing this home with this woman here on what I'm talking about here. So all these diets are based on a person's belief system, and you change totally what you're doing to match what they say. And this usually results in chaos within your body. You could get sick. I've seen it many times. Your hair might start becoming thinner. Your body's not used to this diet, whatever. So this diet that I'm creating, I don't want to do the name of, I'll just do it. The book is called The Quantitative Diet, Achieving Outwardly Beauty. There it is. If somebody wants to steal it, let them. I don't care. So the difference between this diet that I'm bringing to the world and all these other fad diets is, what we do is we take your current diet that you're on, and we slowly adjust over a long period of time, making dietary improvements to that diet. There's no need to go keto. There's no need to go paleo. There's no need to go carnivore. There's no need for all this chaos and madness that is drilled into our head from these gurus all over the place. It's all about what improvements can you make from your current diet that will make you healthier, more beautiful, and feel more energetic and just more healthier in general. That's the key. Making improvements doesn't have to be something specific. It's just making improvements. So going back to this woman who wanted her smoothie as a dietary improvement, and maybe she's also doing a bunch of other things. I have no idea. But like when I look at this, I'm just like, that's meaningless to me. Like, what dietary permanent improvements that are we going to make? And in this quantitative diet, what we're going to do is we're going to map out your current diet. Just map it out and see what you actually do every single day. And you map it out to the best of your ability. You can start doing this right now. Map out your diet to the best of your ability, what you think you do every day. And the first step, we do this really slowly. You follow that map for an entire month minimum. And then what you begin to realize is like, oh, this is what I thought my current diet was, but I'm actually doing this snack in between this meal and this, da, 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 da. And the goal, the first improvement that you make is to reach this map of your current diet, what you think your current diet is. And once you've done that religiously for a month, it shouldn't cause too much issues because it's kind of like your current diet. You're just trimming around the edges here. Then we start making dietary improvements from there. For example, it doesn't matter. So this diet could work from a keto standpoint, carnivore diet. I don't even care if you're on the standard American diet. Let's say you're eating 2 burgers for lunch from McDonald's, literally. And we want to make one dietary improvement. What we're going to do, you have 2 burgers with 2 buns. What we can do is remove all the burger stuff from this one and put it in that one and just get rid of the bun. Do that for a month or 2. That's your first improvement. Boom, you are now healthier. You don't need to go keto. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Slowly but surely, and then the next step could be maybe you put it in a tortilla instead of a bun. It's a little bit thinner, less carb, and then maybe if you want it, you could start putting it in a coconut wrap or a salad, like over many, many, many months. And we just examine your entire diet here. It's just, you can do this on your own. You don't need me. The concept is here. Go. So that's my purpose here. I'm trying to help people. So back to this wonderful woman who had a serious incident like myself, life-changing, crazy, wants to improve her diet. Yes, smoothies are great, yet these kinds of changes are more imperative. I want to ask you about people who, I don't know, she didn't finish the question. Okay, so that was just someone asking in the live. If you have any live questions, I'll try to get to them. Okay, so let's see what he's saying. Oh, it's just links and stuff. Okay, so how do I drop that? Oh, they'll just pop up under. Okay, so here we are, wanting to make dietary improvements. Now, the most important thing is everything we just talked about, this quantitative approach. It's almost like quantifying what you eat and slowly reducing. You can do this within two different ways. We just talked about the quality of improvements you can make. We have 2 McDonald's burgers in 2 buns, and then you get rid of 1 bun and put all that stuff in there, and then you just eat that burger for a month or 2. That's one incredible improvement. Do it for a month. You're going to start feeling better, more energetic, and then your body adapts, and then you take it to the next level. That is the quality approach. And then there's a quantitative approach. That's kind of like quality and quantitative because you're eating less. When you get to a point where, okay, then we talked about removing the bun, and then going to a tortilla, maybe then into a salad or something, or a coconut wrap or something like that. I don't know. It's just a slow thing. So quality and quantity of food are the 2 approaches that we're trying to improve on our diet. So in terms of improving your diet by adding things in, like a smoothie, which is good, you're going to get nutrition here, no doubt. Spirulina has a really good amount of protein and lots of vitamins and minerals. Maca powder can help you hormonally. Acai powder has lots of antioxidants and is just really good for everything. Yeah, it's all great. But what I like to do is just to target, this is just somebody's random recipe. It's great. Superfoods are great. But I like to target the most critical nutrients that we need. Someone's saying maybe it's more about the mind and less about the food. Okay, so this woman just had back surgery, is a mess. I'm not gonna hey, you need to improve your mind here. I'm trying. She's looking to do something easy that you can take step by step, physical. Yeah, spiritual is always something we can work on, and that's just a given. And look, Michelle, I'm not trying to bash anything you're saying, but I don't want to I've been told so many people have not been some people don't have the experience that others have. I've been told what is it? Because what happened to me, I'm kind of spiritually, what's the word? I can't even think of it. Inferior type of deal. Because of what happened to me, because it happened on a spiritual level, and because so everybody's on their own spiritual journey, and for that person to say just from my standpoint, and I'm not possibly that if they went through what I went through, they might be dead because they wouldn't be able to handle the spiritual aspects of what I went through. Yeah, fine, it was done spiritually. That's great and stuff, but you don't understand what I went through. And many people look at this as like a negative thing, but in actuality, it is one of the greatest blessings that has ever happened to me in my life. It was almost like if I wouldn't have gone on the couch and looked up to heaven and said, God, I believe in Jesus, I was just like, I want to go all the way. I knew the consequences. I knew the physical didn't matter. I knew finances didn't matter. I'll do anything. I will do anything. That's what I said. And I was ready. I had everything I ever wanted, so that's what I did. And then the next 7 years, 5 years, 4 years, I don't know what it was, 5, 6 years, 4, 5, 6 years, I went through so much spiritual chaos, encountered evil that I did not even know was possible to exist. And I was entangled in this evil for years and years, drained of all my money, to the point of like drained into debt of $500,000. My health got drained to like almost dying more than one time. My family held on. I just got lucky. Like I almost lost them. Like this right here, like people look at this like you're spiritually inept or deficient or whatever I was saying. I can't think of the word right now. You're an idiot for allowing all these things to happen, yada, yada, yada. But they don't see what I see as this is one of the greatest blessings in the world, because my prayer got answered when I looked up and said, I'll do anything. I'll do whatever it takes. That's when I discovered this. It's when I discovered the Bible. Like I just discovered it. Or whatever, this is just what I believe. I'm not a preacher. And I was just like, I was willing at that moment in time to allow whatever happened in my life to happen. And that was the result. And now there's this big party in heaven going on. Look, did you see what that kid did? Help me, I can't even go any longer, please. But I'm like hardcore kid, like a child, going all the way till the end, running for the finish line. It doesn't matter. The blessings that have occurred due to this is just unfathomable. It's like it can't even be comprehended. And when someone says something like, oh, you got to work on your mind also. Yes, it's true and stuff like this, but it's like I'm just trying to share from my standpoint. Like, I'm just like, please, do you know the work, the spiritual, unfathomable experiences I've had that like, and through all this, like I've seen like at retreats, I was used to do stuff. Other things I'm not going to mention just were so profound. I was just like taken and done something so extraordinary that I could just hear like screaming and yelling of like, thank you. Like it wasn't to me, but it was like, I was used as a tool. It was just like, yeah. So, yes, the spiritual aspects are important to healing and stuff like this. But just look at it. There's so many possibilities and scenarios for each individual person with the spiritual and stuff like that. And when you start telling somebody that they've got to work on the spiritual aspects too, it's kind of like, we don't know their situation. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't have surgery on your back, or you didn't have, and Michelle, look, I don't mean to make an example of you. I'm just like doing this in general. Or you didn't have your colon removed, like, doesn't mean that your, the spiritual aspects, like you have a higher knowing because you haven't had these issues. Anyway, And I'm not saying that's the situation with you. I just brought this into like a total thing that I wanted to share anyway. So it's not about you, Michelle. So please don't get upset or anything like that. So back to this woman who had her surgery. We don't know anything about her spiritual circumstances. Maybe she did some very awful things, or maybe she is like some sort of crazy princess who needs to be tested on some level, or has like an extraordinary mission she needs to accomplish, and the blessings that are on the other side of that. And I'm not talking about like in 20 years the blessings. I'm talking about when we're dead. All right. And don't get me wrong, the blessings I'm hoping to, like, you know, for my family, like, I don't even see, like, I'm like begging to become successful again. Like, the money just comes through me to like a nest egg to my children. That's all I care about in terms of the finances now, you know, like, anyway. So from a spiritual standpoint, we have no idea what her situation is. Maybe she does have issues. She's been doing some bad things, or maybe she's some sort of amazing thing. We don't know. I try not to go there. And what I try to do is just help people, because everybody's doing their own spiritual journey. And I just try to help people, you know, with the physical stuff. It's not like, you know, I mean, if somebody comes to me, she came to me for physical stuff. So if she wanted to come to me for spiritual things, then, you know, I can have a little talk with her if she asked me about it. I wouldn't like push it on someone if it wasn't asked. Okay, that was a fun little conversation. I love you, Michelle. You know that. It just brought up that one person that did that to me, and I was just like, okay, I gotta, and it wasn't even, you did it in a very nice way. You know what I mean? Maybe you could say something like, I get you, Matt, all's good. Okay, moving along here. Moving along. Okay, back to this lovely woman who had her back surgery and is asking, okay, so what I was about to say, yes, it's more important like to make the dietary improvements, and that's very healing. And all these foods in this smoothie that she recommended are good. But what I would personally like to spend my money on is to make sure, thank you, they shared my perspective. What I would like to share is what I would dedicate my money to in terms of getting this nutrition. Now, the nutrition that I think is the best. Like, instead of this smoothie, I'd rather see you do the supplements that I take every single day, because I feel like I'm covering like all my grounds. And then in addition to that, maybe get a blood test and see what you're deficient in. So then maybe you, like, let's say you needed B12 or something. So B12 probiotics and stuff like that. They said my approach is compassionate. They love it. Okay. Yeah. And yes, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, but you never hear me preaching about it or anything like that. Like, for these kind of reasons, like, I just, you know, I never preach. You know? Okay. I might sneak it in like I just did. Okay. Okay, so what I would do, instead of just like a random smoothie, I would just want to make sure, like, it's more, okay, in terms of eating healthier, okay, we're going to make dietary improvements like we discussed. We're going to make dietary, I'm going to stop reading the comments because I keep going back and forth. We're going to make dietary improvements, and then I'll come back to them. We're going to make dietary improvements. That's the key for eating healthy. And then you just start becoming younger, your skin starts to look better, you are more beautiful and stuff like this. And then what I'm going to do for nutrition is not like, I'm not a smoothie type person. You could do smoothies, and it's really good to like get a variety of stuff and do this smoothie maybe like until those bags are gone, and then get something else and do more smoothies with other nutrients and just keep switching it up all the time. That's cool. But here are the key things that I take that I'm a big fan of every single day. and it's not much, but I don't eat vegetables anymore for the time being, just because of the surgery, and I'm a little scared. I'm waiting for it to be off prednisone, and everything's functioning properly for after that, and I'm doing really well. Then I'm going to slowly bring vegetables in. I kind of was messing around with it before, and da 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 da. So, one thing that I take every day is the marine phytoplankton gatonic. This is like little sea vegetables, like hundreds of thousands of them. Has all the vitamins and minerals ever seen on Earth, is what they say, and 1/16 of a teaspoon. This is serving size. Will last 90 days. It's an expensive product, but it lasts 90 days, and it's on sale right now. It's like 55 or something. Well, it's just like my vegetable intake for the day, without a doubt. On top of that, I take the Quintessential 3.3 minerals. I have taken this every day for decades. This is like the earth is depleted of minerals. One of the reasons why people have hair growth issues or beauty issues and skin issues, a lot of people think they need collagen or protein or something like that. It's very easy to get protein and to build collagen. That's very easy. What the problem is, there's not enough minerals. It's been depleted. There's no RDAs on minerals, so nobody's doing nothing about it. The grounds have been sprayed. It's probably the biggest deficiency in the world is minerals. And, the plant kingdom doesn't have all the minerals that the body needs. But the ocean does. And this Quintessential product is the most bioavailable, in my opinion, mineral supplement on the planet. And what I do is I add it to my water and I drink it all throughout the day. Whenever I drink water. That's how I roll. Some people just put it straight in their mouth. That's what I used to do. So I take Quintessential, this marine phytoplankton. I also like to take the Tetrasymachui. We have two marine phytoplankton strains. They're both very powerful. You'll feel the energetic aspects. This one is kind of just like beauty. What is your take on juicing for cleansing and healing organ inflammation? Okay, so just real quickly, there's been a couple questions. Someone asked if I talked to Daniel Vitalis anymore. No, I haven't talked to him in a while. I know you asked a couple times. I'm not missing them. I'm just going off of train of thought too many times, so I just skip that. Okay, so someone's asking about juicing for cleanse. I think juicing is one of the best things that you can do. I was on a raw vegan diet for 20 years, and juicing was like everything to me. I was making sure. I was a big fan of Dr. Norman Walker, the juicing guy, and he broke down every possible juice with all their nutrition. I literally juiced 1 to 6 times a day religiously with the Norwalk juicer. Would even do turnip drink. His calcium drink, which has more calcium than anything on the planet, was turnip greens, which tasted really badly, dandelion, and carrot. I would drink a lot of carrot spinach juice. I would drink all sorts of things. And I still ended up with ulcerative colitis. And in the process, I ended up with osteoporosis. Really bad. And that's really rare for a male my age. Quintessential is the mineral. Quint, Quint, essential. It's on my website, therawfoodworld.com. We actually have a hair loss kit. It's come back out. I talked about it last night or 2 nights ago in my live hangout. It's new and improved. If you're not on my newsletter list, just messenger me or email me at mattjmonarch@gmail.com. Your email address, and I'll throw you on there. You don't want to miss things like this. And I give health updates and I do videos and put them on there. Well, I'm starting to do videos again. So, people said, oh, the reason why I got this disease is because I did the raw food diet wrong. I mean, whatever. As Michelle was saying, there is a spiritual component to all this. So, someone's like, okay, Matt, what do you take daily? What else do you take daily? They want to know. Okay, so the marine phytoplankton, we have 2 of them. I'm taking both now. The other one is more for beauty. because it has a crazy amount of, well, also for repairing the body, it has a crazy amount of SOD in it compared to any other food on the planet. We have the Gadtana one strain, which is full spectrum, and then the Tetrasmus chewy one, which it used to be called the Tetrasod. It has a crazy amount of B12, more than any food. The B12 probiotics is not really a food. That will have, those two together would give you like the best opportunity to get B12 on a vegan diet. Yay! Michelle said I was beautiful. That was the woman who I was just she sparked the rant. Okay. So the two marine phytoplanktons, one for full spectrum nutrition because I'm not eating vegetables at this moment in time. I eat lots of fruit though. Every morning I do lots of oranges, like orange juice. What I do is I just chew it and get the oranges down because vitamin C is another critical nutrient, especially for building collagen, everybody. For example, scurvy, when you're lacking in vitamin C, your collagen doesn't like produce tight enough and you get, bald spots, or your collagen doesn't form properly and there's holes in your arteries and stuff like that. Norman Walker used to make sure he was drinking orange juice every single morning to get that vitamin C because our body can't produce it on its own. So you want to make sure you're getting vitamin C every single day. You could do that like I do with oranges, or I have backup here when I don't have oranges. Camu powder, which all you need is like a half teaspoon will give you and this is full spectrum. If you're taking like absorbic acid, this can actually deplete your vitamin C on if you do it too often. It's like just a component of vitamin C. You want the full spectrum vitamin C. So I don't take vitamin C necessarily, camu powder every single day, but I take vitamin C through oranges, and when I don't get those oranges, I take the camu powder. Yeah. So we just discussed Keen Essential, marine phytoplanktons, make sure I get my vitamin C, zinc. Okay, so Norman Walker, he was a big fan of mine. He lived to be 99 years old. He was a Rafa guru. I'm kind of like not the happiest with all, when I look back at it, but whatever. He's the best when it came to nutrient absorption and what to take in order to make sure you don't have deficiency. That's why he lived to be so long, probably one of the reasons. One of the hardest nutrients to get is zinc. And what he did was he took a homeopathic zinc every day, like for his entire life. And so they have something better in this day and age because, time creates better products and foods and stuff like that. Every single day I take the Angstrom zinc that we have on our website. It's the ionic Angstrom zinc. This is also part of the hair loss kit. A lot of this is part of the hair loss kit. It's also it's one of the main minerals for building hair. If you don't have zinc, it's not going to be as full. It's not going to be as thick. It's not going to be as shiny. So Angstrom zinc. And what I do is I take a big jug of water because I drink a lot of water every single day. It's like in between meals I do the water. I do a lot in the morning, before bed, and in between a meal. I only eat twice a day. I'll fill up like a big jug of water. It's right down there. I'll make a mess with these videos if I do it though. And I'll open a Keen Essential, put it in, take a cap full of the zinc, and I drink that. I'll go through one big jug of it every single day. And right now, what I love about we have all these Angstrom ionic minerals on our website. Whenever I feel like I need something else in addition to like Keen Essential and zinc, that's what I'm taking forevermore. It's like what I do. I would add, like for example, right now I'm taking boron because I'm coming off of prednisone, and that helps with there was a clinical study showing that boron just like helped people with their arthritis because it helps to like build healthy cortisol to like bring down the inflammation, like the natural that the body produces. And all these people had incredible results and stuff like that. I don't like to discuss the type of water I drink because it's such a like chaotic thing, and you're probably, you're into Daniel Vitals, you'll probably just like hang up on me right now and not even finish the video. But what I do is I take distilled water. I know, shoot me. But I remineralize it with all of these different things. Like ocean water. This is like Keen Essential is purified ocean water that is taken from a pool of phytoplankton and zooplankton, and the phytoplankton consume the zooplankton and secrete the saline solution, making all the minerals organic and very bioavailable to the human body. And this guy, Rene Quitone, who created the product, okay, so someone's asking about magnesium, iron, and zinc. He used this to help many people with this marine therapy to help people heal from all sorts of stuff, and athletes and things like that. Okay, so someone has thyroid issues and they're saying they have hair loss from it. Can this help with that? I definitely think it can. I mean, there's no guarantees with anything we bring out. Someone else was asking before you about iron, magnesium, and zinc. Okay, so my hair loss kit newsletter comes out Tuesday. And I don't take niacin iodine, someone's asking. Okay, I gotta go one at a time here. The Quintessential, I'm hoping it handles my iodine, but we have an angstrom iodine that I would take if I felt like I needed it. But yes, the iodine, angstrom iodine for the thyroid person, I would definitely take. We also have selenium yeast, but we also have angstrom selenium. You can even do both of those. But in this hair loss kit, we include 3 bags of our nutritional yeast. If you have a bag of our nutritional yeast, it's just a little unfortunate note here. I'm really embarrassed by this. In the newsletter coming out Tuesday, I share this. This kind of came out in my dark ages when the bag was created. The nutritional panel, the nutrition facts are wrong on there. For example, it says iron is 4%. It's all being updated with the next run, but if you order now, it's going to have the old nutrition facts panel. 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast actually has a whopping 40% of iron, our unfortified nutritional yeast. I'm going to break this out right now. I want everybody to hear the nutrition in our nutritional yeast. It's in the hair loss kit when you take 3 tablespoons. And the way you take nutritional yeast is, okay, so I always recommend taking these absorbable products on an empty stomach when you first wake up, and wait 30 minutes before you have anything else. And when I say absorbable, I mean like the liquid Quintessential zinc, which is a liquid zinc. If you're taking silica, liquid silica, that's another thing in the hair loss kit. Those are things that are just readily absorbable, and then wait a half hour before you take anything else. And if you're taking more of supplements that are more like foods, like camu powder, let those other things absorb. And then you take the camu powder, and whatever else you're taking, like other things like that. For hair loss, I'm just going into hair loss because I'm doing this huge promotion on it this week. We got to hit the nutritional side and the hormonal side, because another reason for hair loss is not only nutrient deficiency but hormonal issues. We got to get a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. We're going to be here all day if I go into that, but we got such an improvement in this hair loss kit for the hormonal aspect. We've got this, like I talked about it last night if you want to go watch that hangout, but we talk about magical hair loss cactus is what I'm terming it. Okay, so here's the nutritional yeast. Someone was just asking about, this isn't right. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay. When you take 3 tablespoons of our nutritional yeast, and the way to take this is not with these supplements, but just with your food. You can put it on an avocado with some Celtic sea salt, or the new green salt that we came out with, which is a green food that people are loving. Or you can just throw it on your salad or any other meal. You just have to make sure you consume 3 tablespoons a day, and this is what you get. 40% of the daily value of iron that you need. 200% of thiamine, 90% of B3, 600% of B6, 50% of biotin, 700% of B5. So this is where you get your B vitamins. But also, what's crazy, 130% of copper is this iron is 40%. And then the selenium is also 40%. So this just made me feel really good, because for this hair loss kit, it's mainly to target B vitamins, because that's like, you go to the medical websites. If you have a B vitamin deficiency, the main symptom is hair loss. So this nutritional yeast handles the B vitamins. But it also handles a huge portion of selenium and iron, which are also really important for hair. But it's more for like targeting like thyroid issues like you're talking about. So it just made me feel really good, that much better about everything. Because I don't have a selenium. Someone says, so happy Matt is back in action. Yay, I am. Here we go. Okay, so what else do I take? That covers all the nutrition. That's like right there, covers my grounds. Let's just go run through it real quick. King Essential is going to cover my minerals like nothing else. See the Daniel Vitalis person, I think he got off. He's not asking any more questions. The King Essential handles all the minerals. The Angstrom Zinc handles zinc, one of the most important nutrients that is involved in so many processes of the human body. Norman Walker took that every single day. He normally got everything through juices. But zinc, he didn't feel like it was possible to get enough, so he took a homeopathic zinc. So I always make sure to take King Essential, has all the minerals, the zinc. I take the marine phytoplankton. I don't eat vegetables, but these are like little marine vegetables. It's just like crazy nutrition. You're going to get all the vegetables. It's like getting all the vegetables you need kind of deal. That's why I do it. In the future, I plan to eat vegetables again. Mineralless vegetables because the earth is so depleted unless you get really good organic stuff. That's why I take the King Essential. And this marine phytoplankton is an ocean food. Done in labs, very clean. I'm also playing around with the very expensive Tetris this SOD one for, yes, I get B12 from it. But the SOD is what's like really makes me happy. It like protects, SOD is an antioxidant that protects things exposed to oxygen, like your hair, your skin, and stuff like that. And I'm still repairing here from my head surgery. Lynn says maybe sprouts. Yeah, I think sprouts are good. Especially eating and juicing. They're very delicate and stuff like that. It's a very good nutritious form. Nutritional form. So yeah, the whole point of this video, if you guys are just tuning in now, was to answer somebody's question, and we went into a whole entire spiritual rant. Which was really good. I was really happy about that. But we went into like, okay, so this woman wanted to know if like she wants to have this smoothie with all these different superfoods in it. Did she think it was good? She had back surgery. She was a mess. She wants to eat healthier. And I was explaining, yeah, sprouts are good, everybody. I was explaining like eating healthier is not necessarily having a smoothie with all these different superfoods like acai, goji berries, spirulina, maca, and for hormone. It's all great. And maybe she'll want to like eat all those bags 1 month and then eat another, and then next month get a bunch of different superfoods to get a variety of different things. But I'm trying to explain her eating, what I feel like is the best way to eat healthier is not to like add things. It's to eliminate things from your current diet, making improvements from your current diet. And I explained how, compared that to like crazy fad diets, how they like take you off your current diet and mess you up, and you fling back and it messes up your construct because you're used to something. I was saying, even if you're on McDonald's eating 2 burgers, we could just start by getting rid of one of the buns and putting all that stuff in that burger. Do that for a month or two. I have a new book called The Quantitative Diet coming out. This is going to be the best approach. It saved my life. And so now that's a huge one dietary improvement. It's a very slow, progressive thing. And the permanent dietary improvements is what would bring it to the next level in terms of like your health, your beauty. And then what I was saying, the reason why we were saying all this about these superfoods, like I personally would rather, instead of taking this smoothie, I would like just target all the nutrition. I just explained this is what I take every day to make sure I get the nutrition that I feel like is required by the body. And what that was angstrom zinc. I'm not going to go into reasons why. Both phytoplanktons, not necessary, just what I do. I like one of the full spectrum, right? Natana Gatana for like all the vitamins and minerals. And King Essential. And the only other products that I take are biotics. I just had a huge scare less than a week ago. No, a week ago from today. A week ago from today, I found a raw dairy source, and I was excited because I had osteoporosis. I don't know if I still do or not, but I wanted to get raw dairy for the calcium. Grass-fed cows, I was really excited about that. And stupid me, I go on the raw dairy at the same time I came off of prednisone. When I got down to 2.5 milligrams for 2 weeks, was fine. Had one little scare in there, but it went away. And then I was just started raw dairy and was off prednisone completely. And this is a scary moment because every time I've come off prednisone, I've ended up back in the hospital. And after 4 days, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. 3 days or 2 days, 2 or 3 days of doing these two new things, not being on prednisone, being off that, in pain. And I was like it crushed me. I panicked because I came home, took 5 milligrams of prednisone that one day, and then just continued on 2.5 milligrams every single day for a week, which was today. And then today I went off prednisone. I'm gonna do it every other day for 2 weeks now. I'm gonna just go really slow. I consulted with the doctor too, and they said, dude, because that was the original plan, but I was doing so good, I just got off it completely. And it was only the original plan because I was the one who was like freaking out about it, and I was so I was like, okay, maybe it was the raw dairy, the bad bacteria that did this. So the postbiotics, what I did was I was freaking out. Someone's saying, is he vegan? I was freaking out. And I actually have this plan that you're going to see soon. I have my daughter has a hot dog costume, and I'm going to put it on in a video and be like, this is to keep the vegans away because they've learned I eat eggs or something. Anyway, so what I did was I always take the postbiotics, but just a little bit every single day. I literally just put my finger in the bag because I think they're so potent, and I go like that one time at night, and it gives me gas. So, I don't like gas, especially with the colon surgery healing and coming off prednisone and stuff like that. And so I'm like, I'm freaking out here. So I'm like, you know what? I seriously started taking a teaspoon of those postbiotics 3 times a day with some probiotics, and it cleared up. It cleared up. So one of two things happened here. Either it was the raw dairy that caused this freak out session where my colon was a mess. I think I even had my poop was tinted red, stopped. Or it was just coming off prednisone. I don't know what it was yet. And now I'm nervously, cautiously coming off prednisone right now. And I went through craziness taking like 3 teaspoons of postbiotics every day. In the beginning, I would like do this flip-de-doo on my back so like I could get the gas out, and you wouldn't even believe like the seconds of a little bit too much information, but my kids were laughing their butts off. But it started getting less and less every day from eating crazy amounts of postbiotics. But now today I decided to go off the 3 teaspoons, and I'm just doing like it's a teaspoon 3 times a day. I'm just doing it 2 times, like just a small amount, like a normal 1/3 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon 2 times a day. And if I can get off the prednisone now without issues, and it was the dairy that caused this outbreak, which we will call pouchitis, if that's the situation. If that isn't the cause, then I'm in big trouble, because then they misdiagnosed my blah, 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 blah. Then I'm dead sooner than later. But we're hoping that's not the situation. So if I get off this prednisone successfully for a month and I don't get no issues down there, these postbiotics, I'm going to shove it down everybody's throat. I already know that they're like the best of the best. This woman who has a J pouch, never had pouchitis because she takes these probiotics religiously. And all it is lactic acid bacteria. It's my girl.
Can we go to the buffet?
Babies, I am doing a
No!
live hangout right now.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk about this afterwards. And
No!
buffet, yes, is buffet. And I'm not embarrassed because when I take them on rare occasion, I don't even eat, and they think I'm crazy. And they watch me because they don't charge me. They like watch me make sure I don't eat. Not them, the actual waiters. They come by every once in a while and just like, look. I just drink water.
Okay, I got it locked. Wait.
I'm not into that type of food. But anyway, yeah, I don't eat out anymore. Don't get me wrong. Look, buffets, like, there was a period after raw foodism to where I am now, to where I wish I knew about this buffet. Like, it's freaking amazing. But I am, like, dialed in. My prednisone moon phase is almost gone because I'm only down to 2.5. Like, it's still a little bit, but, you know. Yeah, they're going crazy right now. What happens is, like, these kids are non-stop. Okay, Angela is, like, really good at, here in DeLand, Florida, like, she's dialed into, like, they're going out to, like, 3-4 activities a day. Home Depot has this arts and crafts project. They belong to Create Space, which is this another art thing. They go to every, like, event and anything you can possibly imagine. And they just go non-stop. Like, they've been out all day doing one thing after another. And now their mama is done. She needs to relax. She's been on them forever. So then they come to me. So I could take them somewhere else on top of all of this. If they went to a normal school sitting in a chair, they would be labeled ADD, ADHD in an instant. Anyway, so they just try to come up with what am I most likely going to say okay to? They know bowling costs just a lot of money. Because they want the VIP room. I want the VIP room. And then they want to eat the food there, literally like $70-something. But if they go to this buffet thing, it's like one young child, one older child, it's like $15 to feed them as much as they want. I don't eat, so I'm just sitting there. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like $15 to feed my children like a lot and hang out with them and be with them, and it's cool. I just did a, what do you call it? Story, Facebook story, YouTube story, Instagram. Sharing like what my life is. I don't watch Instagram. I don't watch Disney Plus. My life is either doing one of two things. I'm either working or putting clothes on Barbie dolls. Pretty much playing with my children. I don't know if you can still hear them screaming. Anyway, I'm lucky Angela takes them out so I can like think and work and stuff like this. Okay. So if you're just tuning in now, you got to watch the first half of this. It was insane. Okay. So to wrap this up, I personally would concentrate on dietary improvements for improving your health, and then taking key absorbable nutrients instead of like adding things. But and then target what you need. If you have hormonal issues and you need maca, then that's great. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can get to all these questions. I don't know how to do that. Oh, here we go. live chat. Okay, here we go. HBO Max is the best. All right, let's see. Let's see how far we have to go. Okay. Someone went through the withdrawal of prednisone. Okay, vitamin C, D3, K2, zinc, magnesium, and plant-based okay. Okay. Matt, when you're ready and up to putting together a webinar, I would totally pay money just to hear you share and teach. You have such a pure heart, and also, wait, so knowledgeable. I just want to learn more and more. Awesome. Well, you don't have to pay for it. I'm going to be simply doing more videos like this, like very frequently now. I was using prednisone as an excuse, and I'm done. After I had this scare, I was like I was thinking like they might have misdiagnosed, blah, blah, blah. And I was just thinking about my children and like, am I going to be there for them this long term? Am I going to be able to provide for them in the long term? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, here I have to be on prednisone longer. I'm just like, I'm done making excuses. So here I am. So yeah, I just did a live hangout yesterday. Someone asked me a question today. I was like, I felt like I needed answered. I don't know how to hang out here. That's what this whole thing was about. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little nervous for these last moments of being on prednisone. I hope it all works. We're at about an hour here. I don't want to make it too long or nobody's going to watch it. The spiritual component earlier was really good. And I think that's it. If you're not on my newsletter list, go to my email me or messenger me, mattjmonarch@gmail.com. Just give me your email address and I'll put it in. I could just tell you how to do it, but nobody you have to do a double opt-in and nobody ever does that, and then they're stuck and they can't be on my newsletter list. Yeah, so the hair loss kits are coming out. They're actually on the website now. If you want to read the newsletter, it's in the description of the product. I'm very excited about this, but even more importantly, like the saw palmetto, the magical hair cactus, I just did a video on that last night. I talked about it last night. That video launches tomorrow, but this is like, you'll learn about it in the description under the website of the hair loss kit or the saw palmetto. It's like the perfect 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, which causes the conversion of testosterone to DHT, which is responsible for a shrinking of hair follicles until they're gone. And this is just the best way from a hormonal standpoint. This is the hormonal standpoint for the hair loss kit that targets the hormonal side for people with male pattern baldness or alopecia or just pretty much thinning of the hair. And this stuff is like liquid gold. This isn't like typical saw palmetto. It only grows in like one area of the world, which is around here actually. All the other stuff is not going to do the same thing. It's got to be a dark oil. And you take it internally, but this oil, I just did a video, which I'm releasing tomorrow, about using it topically. If I had it right here, I'd show it to you. But you just put it on your fingers. I go into the male pattern baldness places, and then the other fingers do it there, and then it's like oil, so it's like you'll coat your whole head and you feel it. It's just really good. I'm excited about that. Anyway, okay, we're at an hour here. Thanks for tuning in. Get me your email address. You can just messenger me here or email me at mattjmonarch@gmail.com, and we'll see you next time at the Raw Food World TV show. You're going to see a lot more of me now.